John Joynis Prime, newly crowned Best Farmer for 2021, is asking government to do more to get young people into farming.
I want to see so many youth coming into agriculture. Looking at things, it looks like farming is being left to only the young, the aged, or people who have retired. I will invite young people to venture into farming because farming is very profitable.
Drivers and other transport owners threatening a nationwide strike starting Monday to press some demands for government to remove some taxes on fuel. And uncertainty in Ashanti region's largest market as private security guards at Kejetia threatening to lock up the facility over non-payment of 4-month salary arrears.
No increment for 2 years. They've not increased our pay for 2 years now. No ID.
And in business,
President Akufo-Addo announces plans to provide 50% interest rate subsidy on loans advanced to qualified agribusinesses by financial institutions.
This will be extended to qualified farmers to expand poultry production operations for hatcheries and processing plants, to produce 5 million broiler birds.
And tonight we ask, what are your favorite Daddy Lumba songs? We shine light on one of Ghana's greatest musical acts of all time, Charles Kojo Fesu. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. We're coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlemle on your digital terrestrial TV because we're free to air on the STV channel 421 and Go TV channel 144. We are your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Many thanks for choosing us. Fishermen who continued in the business of illegal fishing using lights and other poisonous substances will no longer get premixed fuel. That's according to Fisheries and Aquaculture Minister Howard Koomson, speaking at this year's National Farmers' Day event in the Central Regional Capital. Cape Coast says canoes that have not had their registration numbers embossed on them by the end of the year will also not be supplied with premixed fuel and would miss out on government subsidized programs for fisher folks.
Ghana has been selected to host the 7th meeting of the ministers responsible for fisheries and aquaculture of the Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States, OACPS, in Accra from the 5th to 8th of April 2022. On the theme OACPS, Blue Economy Agenda 2030, catalyzing and the sustainable fisheries and aquaculture development for the future. The theme for the 7th OACP meeting of ministers is relevant to government policy in transforming and accelerating growth in the fisheries and aquaculture sector. The ministry will count on the active participation and support of all stakeholders in hosting this important event. Nana Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the ministry will not tolerate any form of illegal fishing practices by both the canoes and industrial trawlers, while arresting and taking punitive sanctions against industrial trawlers for engaging in illegal fishing. The ministry cannot look on unconcerned regarding illegal fishing by canoes. Nana Chairman, the incident of light fishing by artisanal canoes is on the increase. Henceforth, the ministry will suspend supply of premixed fuel to any landing beach whose canoes are identified to be engaged in illegal fishing practices to serve as a deterrent to others. Nana Chairman, in conclusion, I wish to appeal to all canoe owners and operators who have not embossed the allocated registration numbers on their canoes to do so by 31st December 2021.
The overall best farmer for 2021, Alhaji Mohammed Mashood, a rice and soya bean farmer in the northern region, expressing his delight, called for government support to encourage young people to venture into farming as part of measures to reduce unemployment.
Basically, what I do, and I'm so happy with it, is that I support so many outgrowers. Currently this year, 2020, I supported over 30,000 farmers. But in 2021, I supported 26,000 farmers. But personally, what I do is that I do soybean, maize, rice, and then soybean, which I do so much. So currently, I can even say my group, we are the largest producers of soybean in the country. Well, we produce no less than 40,000 metric tons per year for the country. And then personally, I do over 1,000 acres of 1,000 hectares. That's 250,000 acres of soya and maize, and then 500 hectares of rice. And then I support other outgrowers to do at least 1 hectare per acre. And what I encourage is that I encourage family farming. So where somebody does farming with his whole family, the wife and the children. So that's what I promote so much in the north.
What do you want to see change? What do you want to see change in the farming sector, knowing all the challenges?
No, what I want to see is that I want to see so many youth coming into agriculture, looking at things. It looks like farming is being left to only the young, the aged, or people who have retired. I will invite young people to venture into farming because farming is very profitable.
President Akufo-Addo, speaking at the ceremony, said his government is focused on delivering sustainable jobs through investment into the agricultural value chain.
Agriculture plays a crucial role in the growth of our country, ensuring food security, providing the raw material base for industrial development, earning foreign exchange through exports, and creating much-needed jobs for our young people. The importance of agriculture is not lost on my government. It has found expression in government's coordinated program of economic and social development policies. The theme for this year's celebration is further evidence of government's commitment to the sector. Planting for food and jobs, consolidating the food systems, alludes to the program by government over the last 5 years to modernize and transform Ghanaian agriculture and to build on these gains to improve and expand the sector. Consolidating and strengthening our food systems have become even more critical in light of COVID-19, which continues to disrupt global supply chains and to expose the vulnerability of the food system worldwide. The need thus to build sustainable, resilient, and that can withstand shocks is of the greatest necessity. Fellow Ghanaians, when you so graciously conferred on my mother's son the mantle of national leadership nearly 5 years ago, my government set out to transform Ghana through investment in integrated and mutually reinforcing measures that are yielding positive results. The central pillar of government's transformative policy, the program for planting for food and jobs, launched in Goso in April 2017, has evolved into 5 models strategically designed.
Land for farming in urban areas is a headache for many as more people continue to migrate into cosmopolitan areas, putting pressure on available land. Vegetable and fresh food growers are the ones feeling the pinch most, dealing with eviction notices as their farmlands are sold for construction of houses. As the country marks Farmers' Day today, Joy News' Justice Beidou has been to meet some of Accra's last farmers battling with estate developers and city authorities for a place to grow food.
Time was when this was a space for vegetable farms. Today, it is a built-up chain of expensive estate homes in the busy parts of Accra. Most of the people who used to farm here have left.
My name is Mohammed Awal Suleimana. We do some couple of grasses here and some local vegetables.
Awal's father came to farm on this land right by Accra's busy ring road more than 20 years ago.
I was assisting him, but now he's late, so I have taken over from where he stopped.
There are still pockets of spaces like this where farmers still find the serenity to be able to grow their crops. But analysts warn that depletion of farmland would be a big threat for food security in a country where many people continue to move from rural areas into bigger cities like Accra.
As we are here, we don't know when we'll also be living here. Because you'll be there, they'll just give you notice to vacate the place. Maybe if they are to build, make some construction, so they move us away. So sometimes it's very hard to find a land. And as you can see, this space of land, we are many here. We are about 20-something. We are about 20 plus members that are working here. Sometimes, like the way you just find us picking the weeds and making this place tidy, they can just come tomorrow and say, we are going to build something here and we are giving you like a month to leave this place. And within that month, if this grass should grow small, they might not be customers for you to sell. So it means you are going to leave all this grass, which is money, behind and go.
Majid Ibrahim also farms a few meters away from Awal. He has recently been moved from where he used to farm when estate developers suddenly showed up one day and brought down his entire cabbage farm.
But there are no available lands in Accra now. We are 27 farmers sharing this small space. If we had land, we could do so much more. Cabbage, green pepper, everything. But the lands are not there.
Unlike the vegetables, you can't go to north to bring vegetables here. They will all dry on the way. So the vegetables are all taken from here. The women, they depend on us. They don't buy any vegetables from anywhere. They come here, that's where they get all the foodstuffs into the market. So if you send us away, who is going to produce food for us?
Awal says he and his friend have consistently asked for help with secured land from the Agric Ministry and have not had any response. With the growing numbers in the city and the dwindling spaces for farms, the country's food security may be on the line. Justice Baidu, Joy News, Accra.
I'm back in the studio. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. The best way to enjoy my retirement was to employ myself, says retired physician specialist Dr. Frank Bonsu. Dr. Bonsu has embraced his passion, which is farming, and has gone back to his village at Nsuta in the Ashanti region to set up a modern farm. The former manager of the National Tuberculosis Program wants to inspire the younger generation to take up farming as a career. The 62-year-old man says it took him 10 years to plan towards becoming a farmer. Joy News' Mahmoud Mohammed Noordin has the rest of the story.
It's for sorting the eggs, grading the eggs in sizes. So the small ones and the medium ones come. So everything is automated. We sort them into sizes. So everybody is treated fairly. So when you say you are buying light size, it's according to some specified weight. We don't sort by hand.
Trained as a physician specialist and public health consultant, Dr. Frank Bonsu has worked at all levels of the healthcare delivery system.
I've worked at all levels of the healthcare delivery system. I started working in Cape Coast Regional Hospital. I was the medical superintendent in the Dunkwa Government Hospital. And then I went to do my postgraduate, I was posted to run the regional health services in Bono Harbour region as a public health specialist and physician and a consultant. It has always been my dream, but once I've fulfilled my dream, then I have to do my passion. So I've done with medicine. I refuse to take contract. I refuse to do any consultancies. I just want to settle down and do farming. And I'm enjoying it. But for COVID, which is making everybody a little bit unhappy, but we know it's transient, it will also go away, and then we will be happy. Based on this capacity of beds, about 2,000 beds capacity, about 6,000 cities. So in a month, yes, in a month you make around 24,000 Ghana cities. But then you're going to use this same amount to buy feed, to buy your soya bean and all that, pay your staff and all that. We have a 7,000 bed capacity for farms. We've also acquired some 300-acre land that we cultivate our maize to feed our birds. We have our own feed mill that we use to support feeding the birds.
We're still live on Joy News Prime. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more. Welcome back to Joy News Prime. To the rest of our story. Some irate youth in the Obuasi municipality have staged a demonstration over what they describe as devastating unemployment among the youth in the mining community. They want the management of AngloGold Ashanti to absorb them into the mining company. They also called on the government to invest in the development of the mining community.
The irate youth, clad in red, converged at the Christ the King SHS at Akapuruso in the Obuasi East Municipal and thronged the principal streets to their final destination at the Obuasi Lincoln Sports Stadium to register their discontentment over the alien state of the mining community. The protesters carried placards bearing inscriptions such as "Fix the country now," "The youth are jobless," "No small-scale mining," "No AGA," and "Stop the corruption." Some of the protesters spoke to Lab News.
Looking at Obuasi is one of the highest contributors of our economy. Why do I say this? Ghana is recognized to be a golden community where the people are seen to be wealthy enough. When we talk about a country being a wealthy enough community, at least when you come to that community, you see better roads, you see good layout housing system. But when you step into Obuasi, look, very dispersed community. The youth don't have no jobs. There are bad roads here in Obuasi. So basically, the development that are supposed to be brought into the people of Obuasi, they are not getting it.
President Akufo-Addo assured us he was going to help us with jobs, so we should vote for him. How do you expect us to fend for ourselves? We are suffering.
When we're talking about our grievances, that is why it is called what? Fix the country. When we are talking about fix the country, it entails the whole country. One is the constitution. They must change that Sakawa constitution. Number two is unemployment. Just imagine the number of people living in Obuasi. Almost 80% are unemployed.
The protesters, however, did not serve any petition to authorities, insisting their demonstration is enough notice.
Our aim wasn't to send a petition like a paper to the people, no. Anytime we send petition or we send a paper, that's what I call it, they just read and be like, oh, then they'll just put it down. Even our presence here is a petition for them.
The irate youth invoked curses on the ruling NPP government, the opposition NDC, and the management of Anglo Gold Ashanti.
From Obuasi for Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kweku.
Users of public transport may have to brace themselves for difficult times getting a vehicle starting Monday, December 6th. The Coalition of Commercial Transport Owners say they would hold a full-blown strike to force government to remove some of the taxes on the commodity, which they say have driven fuel prices through the roof. The union has already asked its members to wear red armbands and also hoist some of their on their cars ahead of the strike. We would be joined on the line by Abbas Umoro, who speaks for the group shortly. But before that, my colleague Kwesi Parker Wilson joins me via Zoom with a statement they released in Accra today. Parker, what exactly are the concerns raised by the union? All right, so let me take you through excerpts of the statement that was released. The Coalition of Commercial Transport Operators in Ghana is the body representing commercial passengers and cargo transporters, as well as online taxi service operators. And at a meeting of the coalition, the resolved as follows and wish to publish same for the consumption of the general public, that in the protest against the deafening silence of government in 2022 budget statement on the removal of the 5 specific nuisance levies and taxes that we listed in our press conference on the 9th November at the New Plant Station in Accra, we have resolved to take actions that will protect our livelihoods and also alleviate the suffering of the traveling masses. That all commercial passengers and cargo vehicles shall display red bands on their vehicles with effect from tomorrow, Tuesday, November 23, as a signal to government regarding our impending sit-down strike action. My colleague Justice Bedo has been looking at how some commuters are coping with recent fuel price increases.
I am standing at Rollins Circle, at a bus station in the Accra suburb of Medina. It was in August of 2008 that I first took a car from the station. I had just enrolled in journalism school and I was living in this area. Like the people jostling over space in a trotro now as I stand, I used to take a car here. The lorry fare to travel from here to my school in downtown Accra was 45 pesos then. It's been 11 years.
I'm Lord and I live at Medina Market.
Lord, like me over a decade ago, is a student.
These lorry fare issues, it drains me more than even the money that we use to buy food, because, you know, going to Accra or Circle 37 then coming back to Medina, even the traffic is always different. And then now the first two, like a day you have to, you know, in and out might be 12 cities or more, much more than what you're going to even spend a day. So yeah, it really affects me as a student because I'm not working, I'm just a student.
The journey from Rollins Circle to Accra hasn't changed much. The traffic situation has slightly improved as road infrastructure has become relatively better. The trotros still look old and rickety. And now the fare is 4 Ghana cedis, almost 10 times what it was 11 years ago. Suleiman Ahmed says he has been driving here for more than 10 years. According to him, the cost of fuel is draining. I have made a stop at the 37 station. At the Total filling station here, I watch as drivers pull up, showing faces of frustration, waking up to the latest fuel price hike, at least the 8th increment this year alone.
First, I used to buy 40 cedis and I work till evening, till closing. For now, if I'm to buy till closing, it will be 60 cedis or 70 cedis. I have to do sales. Every week is 200 Ghana cedis. First, if it's 30 cedis, by 30 cedis, I mean 30 cedis and 70 cedis, there is difference. So before you get the 200 Ghana cedis a week, the increasing of the fuel makes it difficult for us to pay. Most of us are leaving this work because of those things.
Back in Suleimana's Trotro, there is gnashing of teeth as passengers now have to tighten their belts to swallow new fares. Between the time I came to live in Medina and now, minimum wage in Ghana has gone up from around 2 cedi 50 pesos to just around 12 cedis 50 pesos now. And yet, lorry fares have gone up by more than 600%. This week, new lorry fare increments looms. It is the proverbial tightening of belts, one more painful time. Justice Beidou, Joy News, Medina.
Let's now speak with Umar Abbas, who speaks for the group. He joins us with more. Hello, Umar Abbas. I'm grateful for your time. What exactly do you want from government?
Sister Aisha, kindly change the strike from GPR to coalition of private transport operators. This is
right
for all. It's not only for GPRT.
We'll do that, Mr. Moro.
Thank you very much. Now let's roll up.
So I'm asking you to tell me exactly what you want government to do with these nuisance taxes you talk about.
We want it to be scrapped out because we have researched enough to find out that it is possible that some of these taxes could be taken off. You see, our problem is as we speak now, price of a liter officially is around 3 cedis.55, but at the pump is 6 cedis.850, and all that we are asking for, if you calculate, is around 1 cedi 50 pesos thereabout. So if government is able to reduce this 1 cedi 50, roughly 50 pesos from a liter, it is going to be something meaningful to us. So this is all that we are asking of. This is all that we are asking of.
Have you had any engagement with government?
And nothing else. And it looks like the government is playing. Yes, that is where I'm coming. That it looks like the government is playing with our intelligence. Because for the third time, they promised doing something about this problem, which has never materialized. So this, the main reason why we thought it wise to embark on the sit-down strike, which
all right, so that is Imoro Abbas. He speaks for the coalition of transport owners, and he says they're embarking on the strike on Monday unless government does something about their demands. We'll take a break on Joy News Prime. We'll bring you.
Hello, happy Farmers Day, everyone. My name is Darryl Kwao. Welcome to Business. To start with, President Akufo-Addo says a framework is being developed to provide 50% interest rate subsidy on loans advanced to qualified agribusinesses by financial institutions. Speaking at the 37th Farmers' Day and exhibition at Cape Coast in the Central Region, the president said this is to address agri-financing challenges. He also indicated eligible poultry farmers will be the first to benefit.
The agricultural component of Ghana Cares is to support commercial farming by attracting young people into agriculture, developing and promoting agro-processing and food import substitution commodities such as rice, poultry, sugar, cassava through PPP arrangements, and facilitating access to land and affordable financing. A framework has been developed to provide 50% interest rate subsidy for loans advanced to qualified agro-businesses by financial institutions. This will be extended to qualified farmers to expand poultry production operations for hatcheries and processing plants, to produce 5 million broiler birds, equivalent to 10,000 metric tons of meat by the end of this month of December.
Meanwhile, government has acknowledged more needs to be done to fix the challenges faced by the agri sector. The sector is yet to recover from the effects of the COVID-19 crisis and fertilizer shortages, which have contributed to escalating prices of food items. Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Osei Akoto, assured government will strengthen existing food systems against any shocks.
In spite of the major contribution of our farmers and fishers to national development, it is no secret that agriculture is confronted today by many challenges, such as climate change, the COVID-19 pandemic, and frequent outbreaks of animal diseases. These negative forces constantly threaten our national food security by undermining efforts of government to advance its transformational agenda for the agricultural sector. No doubt, the challenges impede progress, and they highlight the need for innovative and enduring strategies to safeguard our national food security. Globally, the prescribed solutions for managing the impact these counterproductive forces have on our food security is to build and strengthen existing food systems. Luckily, we in Ghana, under the leadership of Your Excellency the President, are firmly on that path to build a robust, resilient, and equitable food system that can withstand shocks. The evidence of this finds expression in government's flagship program, Planting for Food and Jobs, which was launched by Your Excellency in 2017.
Now, the Eastern Regional Director of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Henry Quintil, says industrialization in agriculture can be fully realized when children and teenagers are taught the essence of value addition. He was speaking at the Blue Skies School Farm of the Year Awards.
Blue Skies organized an award scheme to reward students, teachers, and schools who partook in the farming competition. Eastern Regional Director of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Henry Quintil, lauded the initiative but called for value addition to the product going forward.
I'm looking forward to this competition moving more into the post-production phase, you know, like adding value and all that. And I think that is the way to go. Quite recently, my department organized a fair, the Commodity Satellite Market Fair, where small-scale processors and farmers added value to their product. And I was so surprised with the quality of packaging. So I'm looking forward to seeing the students package their products, you know, good quality products and good quality packaging and branding, you know. And I believe that when we go in that direction, for me, I will see it as a seed for agricultural industrialization.
Advisory member of the board of Blue Skies, Dr. Abena Asminin Entry, indicated that the competition started as a way to meet demand. However, it has grown from increasing supply to teachers who want to impact food experience to students.
For some time, we're struggling to get produce from our farmers in the quantities that we need. We thought about, well, the farmers we are interacting with seem to be aging. And so what other great plan could we have than to try and sort of catch them young, the farmers catch them young, give them the implements to experiment at this level, and then see how consistently they will be able to get what we need from them. And so we started this 6 years ago. It started small. Each year, the applications were getting more and more. And it was not necessarily for the fact that schools will win. But I think teachers got the opportunity for students to practicalize the theory that they were teaching in classrooms.
60 schools from both junior high and senior high participated in the Blue Skies competition.
Catch them young. And that's your business update. My name is Daryl Kwao. Sports is coming up next.
Welcome to the first part of the sports segment with me, Hore Kuwampofo. And we start off with news reaching us, which is World Football Governing Body FIFA has announced that South Africa's protest against Ghana for a replay of their last group stage World Cup qualifier has been deemed inadmissible by its disciplinary committee. We do have more for you in the following report.
South Africa Football Association alleged match fixing, match manipulation, bribery and corruption in a petition to FIFA on November 15 and requested an investigation into their claims. SAFA President Danny Jordan also claimed betting spikes during certain moments of the game before Ghana was awarded a penalty which was converted by Black Stars keeper Andrea Ayew. The Ghana Football Association, in a response to claims, asked the governing body to dismiss the application and sanction SAFA to bring in the image of football to disrepute. FIFA, in an email to Joy Sports, said the protest lodged by South Africa has been declared inadmissible by the disciplinary committee as it did not meet the requirements foreseen under Article 46 of the FIFA Disciplinary Code and Article 14 of the regulations of the preliminary competition of the FIFA World Cup 2022. The email added that the decision of the disciplinary committee is subject to appeal. It is unclear if SAFA will appeal the decision, but reports from South African media had claimed they will proceed to the Court of Arbitration for Sports if the verdict does not favor them.
Well, that was a report by my colleague Elon Bernard. Joining us via Zoom to discuss the news is Gary L. Smith. Gary, first off, happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Eriku. It's a pleasure to be on.
Okay, let's start with the case. Would you say the decision by FIFA surprised you in any way?
No, it did not, because anybody who saw the initial FIFA communication that let us know what South Africa had put forward in terms of their protest, the substance of their protest, and the response by the Ghana FA knew instantly that South Africa had, one, failed to file the protest in time, failed to file the protest the right way, and thirdly, they did not even pay the protest fee, Oriku. So these were three key reasons why, even before anything will be discussed, the case was squashed.
You speak of the case being squashed, but is it really over? Because just to note, FIFA said in their statement that the case is still subject to appeal, and SAFA themselves have also released a statement saying that they would explore other options. When they say other options, what are they looking at? And do you think that this case will still continue to drag?
Well, I mean, as far as South Africa are concerned, an injustice has been done them. And so they will go every length. Every length will therefore mean probably go to the Court of Arbitration for Sports to seek further clarification or further interpretation, or get the justice that they think they deserve as well. So when I say quash, I mean, as now, the FIFA Disciplinary Committee say the case is over, but you can appeal. So if South Africa appeal, then we will go on from there.
If South Africa appeal, like they are saying they would do, what do you think their chances are in terms of being successful?
If they appeal at FIFA, then probably they have to bring additional evidence that they didn't bring in the first instance. And you would ask, why didn't they bring that bit of evidence in the first instance? But I mean, you never know. So they can appeal there, or I'm probably sure they may want to go or try if they don't, they are not okay with the FIFA's ruling based on, because remember, FIFA's ruling inadmissible due to so and so and so and so article that was not adhered to by South Africa. So South Africa can then go to the Court of Arbitration for Sports and say that, well, we don't agree with this FIFA ruling, and so we want to appeal this decision. What are their chances? Well, their chances are as good as the argument is, I believe. But for now, it doesn't look like it will go anywhere. Why do I say so, Rico? In the last 2 hours, the other case that went to FIFA after these qualifiers involved Benin and DR Congo, as you may be aware. Now, Benin, long story short, complained that DR Congo made substitutions when they were not supposed to make substitutions. And so said to FIFA that because of that procedural inaccuracy during the game, FIFA should play the game. It is not the fault of DR Congo that the substitutions were done. If you want to blame anybody, blame the match ref. As FIFA, we are not going to replay the game. So that is what it is.
Lastly, before we let you go, Gary, there are reports that the Ghana Football Association expect either compensation or punishment for the South African Football Association for tainting the image of Ghana football. Can you confirm any such action?
Well, FIFA's rules when it comes to these things are that if one of the parties feels aggrieved to the extent, or it can be proven that the allegations made tainted the image of the member association that was accused, or brought the game into disrepute, the party that sort of reported the case, right, can be fined or given some other punishments. Now, you will recall, Oreku, that in the GFA's response to South Africa's protest, the GFA rubbish said and begged FIFA that, look, we know that you will throw this away. When you throw this away, we want you to send that they cannot waste anybody's time. They cannot drag the name of football into disrepute, especially in the World Cup year. And we want you to punish them in a monetary form or in any other form. So I anticipate that the GFA will follow up, like you say, with the complaints. Because remember, I mean, this thing was so serious because South Africa didn't just accuse the GFA. They accused the nation of Ghana. They dragged.
Well, I think we did have a little bit of a technical issue there, but Gary's point was well made. We'll keep you up to date in terms of any developments that come from this case. But as things stand at the moment, Ghana would be participating in the World Cup playoff next year. My name is Oreku Ampofo, and that's how we wrap up the sports segment here.
And it's time for showbiz. Becky is here.
Happy holidays.
Happy Father's
What did you do?
Day.
Yeah, what did you do today, Aisha?
I've been here whole day working and helping to celebrate our gallant farmers. I'm hoping that we'll have more food on our table.
Of course, of course. But I was at the Junction Mall, you know, the Made in Ghana
the
fair.
Made in Ghana fair.
Yeah, we had beautiful people passing through, and the fair is still on till Sunday. So for those of you who haven't gone to the Junction Mall yet,
you may want to consider
that. So we spoke to a few patrons about the expectations for Christmas. Christmas is like how many days away?
Few days away.
And here is the expectations. I don't know whether you're feeling the Christmas, you know, in the air, but
not yet.
Well, these people, this is what they have to say about the expectations for this Christmas.
Christmas, as it has been the norm, we enjoy Christmas. During Christmas, once you have kids in the family, you expect that the kids, they also want to have fun to the mask. So I believe that we can go around to some of the interesting places. I know you have set the pace. So we are going to look out for other places, then take the kids there so that they will have some fun.
Christmas is happy times. Whether you have or not, you have to just make sure you are happy. Complaining does not solve anything. The little you have, you enjoy and you move on. Christmas is a season. When you are lucky to be alive and it comes, you thank God and you enjoy yourself. As little as possible that you can afford, you use it to enjoy yourself.
Christmas, I'm looking at spending some more time with my kids, my family, and then hopefully strategize for the new year.
My mom and my dad to buy me a lot of things that will help me in schools, and also clothes and drinks, some cool drinks.
Beautiful baby there.
And of course, today we are celebrating
Daddy Lumba. It's Joy Entertainment Celebrate, and we've been on the streets to find out, viewers' favorite
Before
choice.
we find out from viewers, what's your favorite?
Oh, we sang it here. That was 2 days ago.
You didn't tell me your favorite.
Your favorite is my favorite, Aisha. The way, the relationship we have.
Okay, just
whatever it is.
Tell me about your favorite.
Is that
how the song starts?
Aisha, let's find out from them because he wants me to sing.
Let's see what people had to say on the streets of Accra.
Yeah, Danny Lumba is one of the living legends in Ghana here. He's one of the best high life artists that I knew when I was growing up. And one of his best songs I can think about was Yentiobia. Yeah, Yentiobia is one of the hits that I knew that the Lumba have shake the country.
Can you give me some lyrics of that?
Yentiobia. The tune is not sound good, but Yentiobia is one of the best hits I know about Daddy Lumba, the living legend Lumba.
Oh yeah, as for me, I really love Daddy Lumba too much because I'm also among the die-hard fan on Facebook. So I like Daddy Lumba because I always choose Daddy Lumba as my role model. So that's how they used to call me here, Daddy Lumba. Yeah, so I love Lumba very much. Oh yeah, I love the whole of his song, but particularly this one. Let me sing. I said, "But I bet you a man tell me saying, nafa want to my boy mediano. Nyau famu ma famu da. Kojo, the same me afidani. Ama tachi wako yendi now. Inti ma me fadu ku mo yam kojo. Fidi echi abuwa ewo seni ye wosu. Eja nu wosu sunonko. Nipa suban da ne te se frishi abuwa. Ma mi wuye ina mehuno. Isi wanemu enye ye. Kojo fosi wechi tafuo. Ama bekwa mo fi adampan. Ama ewiase beka o. Isi wanemu enye ye. Mesai. Ejabi wu ejabi ti ase. Ma mi ewu.
So I'll be singing so you rap up.
Give me the beat.
Aisha, let's do something. So I'll sing behind.
Time is not
they didn't give us
side, and let's wish Daddy Lumba what?
We celebrate him for his contribution to the entertainment industry.
Definitely, Daddy Lumba, you're a great guy. That's how we wrap up the bulletin tonight. My name is Aisha Ryan. Many thanks for watching, and happy Farmers Day to our gallant farmers. Enjoy the rest of our programs.